Welcome everyone to this month's Astrocolorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astrocolorscope is that in a moment I'm going to pick some crystals from this bag, throw them into a circle of houses, and then read the crystals, the colors, the energy of the house, etc., specifically for your sign. I'm also going to take a bead from my bead bag just for a little extra influence of color, see what else is going on. Then I'm going to, I like doing things in threes, then I'm going to pick a card from the Voyager deck for your sign, and I'm going to ask you to take a look at the card and see what you are most attracted to in the collage of images, and then ask you what that means for you. Of course, I'll read whatever I see in that card as well, so we can put it all together for your particular sign. So before we get there, we're just going to have a little look at what's going on this month. So to begin with, we have one of the big things is Mercury is going retrograde on the 19th of May. And of course, you know, retrograde actions happen all the time. But when it's Mercury, it's like one of those big deals, isn't it? That everything starts to move backwards. So it's in Gemini, which is its natural placing. So there's a sense of, it almost feels like, okay, so I'm going to be moving backwards a little bit through this sign because I love it so much. Communication slows down when Mercury starts to retreat. But in Gemini, there's almost a sense of calming down. There's almost a sense of, you are given this time to really focus on what it is you want to say, how you want to be perceived in this lifetime, let's say, how you want to communicate with your loved ones, with your friends, with the world, how you want to write, how you want your language to be. So you might find that this is a time where you want to write, where you want to write more, where you want to journal more, especially with Mercury, because it is a planet of communication, but because it's in Gemini, there's almost that sense of double communication that's coming up. So you might find yourself just retreating a little bit more. You may also find yourself biting your lip before you can communicate with somebody, or that you want to say something to someone and they're off somewhere else, and it's a little bit more difficult to communicate with them. Of course, traditionally with Mercury, it sort of messes up with the technical stuff. So, you know, computers and cell phones and all this kind of thing can be a little bit out of whack, and especially if we've got any sun action going on that's going to send that our way, and then of course communication will have some problems then too. We've also got around the 13th to the 15th, we've got Mars, which is opposing Saturn, and Mars is a fiery planet. It's fire and it's action and it gets things moving, whereas Saturn, it's slow, it grounds you, it makes you really think before you take action. So with these two planets sort of opposing each other, it's almost like two people. So one person saying, let's do it, let's go for it, and the other person saying, no, we need to take our time. So there's a sense with this of push, pull, and you may have difficulty with decisions, especially as that Mercury is coming up. I know Mercury is coming up before the 19th, so you get that kind of preparatory, what is that word? Preparing action before the actual Mercury retrograde. So with Saturn and Mars opposing each other, and then we have the Mercury coming in as well, there's a sense of this month that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to make decisions, to really take action, to really move forward. So there's a lot of things that are pulling us back. Towards the end of the month, there's Mars again square Neptune, and Mars is the fiery energy and Neptune is the watery energy, but Neptune it links with your imagination, with that vision. You know, it's a Pisces energy, so we can go off into la la land, whereas Mars wants you to get moving. So there's movement in your feelings, movement in your emotions, and there's almost a sense with this of forgotten feelings. So something that's been stuffed down is going to start coming up again. This is perfect because of that Mercury retrograde, because we are going to go more inside of ourselves, communicate with ourselves, communicate with our emotions. So I can feel that coming up in me as well, which is kind of interesting. So there's a sense of, this is a wonderful month, but we're going very much into ourselves and we're bringing stuff out. And then we're going to be thinking about how to move forward. Am I ready to move forward? It's going to be a little bit slow, but there's a lot going on internally. So, okay, let's get on with your birth sign. Let's get started. Okay, Gemini. So for you, you have Kunzite. And Kunzite went into your 3rd house. This is a kind of a lilac pink color. Because it's pink, it's a stone of love and romance. It's also about opening up a new dimension, opening up a new door, a new way of being. In your 3rd house, of course, it's about communication and connecting to your community, connecting to your neighbors. It's also about releasing negativity. So I feel with this that if you have had some issues around loving yourself, around being loved, around deserving love or thinking that you deserve love, then this energy is telling you, this stone is telling you that you're going to find instances this month that will help you to love yourself more. So it may be that somebody says to you, oh, you know what, you're really gorgeous, you're really beautiful, or that you're really good at what you do, and it's time for you to accept those compliments and to embrace that love that is coming to you, because as soon as you do that, then more of what you want can come into your life. This is about relationships, love, and romance. So romance can come in as well, and it's maybe coming from somebody that you know already. So if you're already in a romantic relationship, that's the person. But if you're not in a romantic relationship, this is saying there's somebody around you that has their eye on you. Nice one. So then the next 2 stones went into your 7th house, and this is interesting to me because this one is garnet. It's a red garnet, and you can't really see the red in it. It's a deep red. And this one is grossular green garnet. 2 garnets. Red and green are opposite each other on the color wheel. 7th house is relationships. So this is saying to me that there's going to be some kind of opposing energy that's coming in. Opposites attract. So there's a relationship that's coming to you, or maybe in your life right now, where it seems like they always have the opposite thing to say, or they're always on the other side of the fence to you. That's the sense. But you are connected. That's the thing. You're going to be connected. So opposites attract. You're going to be really attracted to somebody who seems to be totally different from you. That's the feeling with this particular stone. This also says that any outworn ideas are going out the window as well. So this again is around relationships. So let's say you've always attracted a person who was, I don't know, tall, dark and handsome. Then this one is going to say you're going to attract someone who is small, blonde and attractive. So there's a sense of, there's a shift in who you are attracting or what you are attracting to you. If you've always attracted people that are weak, you're going to attract people that are strong. That kind of feeling. I feel as well with this that because it's red and green are colors of grief. There's a sense of you letting go of someone that again you may have been not seeing eye to eye. So there's a connection to divorce sometimes in these particular colors, especially in the 7th house. Doesn't mean everybody's going to go getting divorced, but it's that kind of opposing energy that's coming up. Interesting. So then the bead that came up for you is this clear rainbow bead. So it has all the colors of the rainbow in it, but it's clear. So I feel that this is saying you're going to have some clarity this month. You're going to clear stuff out of the way. It might be those relationships that you're clearing out of the way so that you can bring love into your life. What I'm noticing in this particular stone are blues and violets that are coming up, and this is very much about communicating with your angels, communicating with somebody who is going to help you to bring to the surface whatever has been stuck, whatever has been in the way of your relationships. Particularly, this is a big relationship month for you. So the card that came up is Seeker, and it's Child. Let me just check there. Child of Wands. So take a look at that card. What are you most attracted to in that card? And then ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean? So when I look at this card, there's a lot of animals in it. I see, it looks like a wolf. It could be coyote, something like that, right here that's coming in. But it seems to be kind of a little bit hidden as well. So it's got the dark side that's there and the light side that's there. You know, if it is a wolf, because my senses are telling me it is, then there's an energy of teaching that comes with wolf medicine. And because it's dark and light, there's a sense of, you know, there's challenges that are coming up. There's also good stuff too, and they are teaching moments. And it's to embrace those teaching moments, to realize that these are opportunities for growth, especially in relationships. They are the best workshops you could ever have. Okay, that's it for this month's Astrocolorscope. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do remember to subscribe to my love letter and grab your free colour kit at bit.ly/colour kit. You can find out your true colours. Also, please leave me a comment below. Let me know if the messages resonated for you. And remember, I have my own store. I have lots of goodies in my store. This is one of them. That's store.sealedwithlove.com. And the final thing is, if you want to train with me, come to one of my play shops. I will be teaching an intuition play shop at the Omega Institute in July. You can find out more about that in my love letter. Okay, I will see you next week with the Colorscope, crystal Colorscopes, right? Lots of love. Bye.